Proceed for commencements. The commencement not only in the form of activity, but primarily education about embodiment, education about body, mind, senses, heart, speech. In the internal realm, find out what is their activity. What do they do for each other? They are not working for you, but they are working for mutually for each other. Activity process should be an assisting factor, unlike a beginner who looks for making it as an end. Activity as a means for the knowledge process, educative process. Figure out what are the commencements on your part and yours, the yours part. It is not only you should commence, they should also be commenced and commencing. Identify the protocol, sanitizations, not only what about them and how about them, but the why about them. Breath by breath. Proceed for all those preliminaries, preparatories, initializations, commencements, the interactive process, inter-responsive process, inter-motivating process. They should motivate each other. Don't wait for someone to motivate you from outside. But yours getting motivated is more important. And that too mutually. The silent utterance of Om, which is significantly a speech act. Figure out how it does work inhalatively and exhalatively. Inhalatively, it's like a fountain. Exhalatively, it is like a shower. Oh. 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 Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarotam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणम् सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतम् प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम् हरिः ओम्. Oh, you're right down to the heart and settle there with exhalation. Drop the palms and open the eyes. Those who get the place, go for the ropes, grill windows with a rope, or you can hold the grill. Others go for Pavan Muktasana on the right. Lie down, both the legs to the right. Pavan Muktasana, both the legs to the right. Right hand on the knees. Bent legs. Pavan Muktasana, that is Jatar Parivartanasana. Now go for your commencements. It's not you commencing, figure out they are commencing. When they commence, they do for each other. So the body system, breath system, mind system, sense system, thought system, memory system, they should work for each other. Figure out, identify. It seems to be a physical process, physical posture as you call it. Press your right hand on the knee. Now, as the protocol, make it a point to exhale profoundly. Unusual volume. Exhale unusual volume. And find out how much the breath is related to your body, body matter, body organs, body parts. Identify that, how much the breath is related to it and how much more you can relate it. How much more you can relate it. How much the breath is related to your mind, mind awareness, sensitivity, perceptivity, cognitivity. How much the breath is related to the mind and how much more it can be related in your position. In your position. So how the memory system is related to your body, how the thought system is related to your body, how your sense system is related to body, how your thought, speech systems are related to body. To understand the education here, profound exhalation, couple of recovery cycles. Again, when you are ready, next exhalation, profound, functional, customized, voluntary. Right hand on the knee. You are not a beginner. किसी बड़ा खेला है. And now the other side. Row people can stay or repeat. If you can stay, continue. If you need a break, you can undo and again do it. So exhale profoundly. Understand it has enormous importance. Perhaps it has been neglected by many of you. So make it an exhalation. And because of profound exhalation, there are certain kriyas initiated within. Watch. You can do the chest, but you will exhale more and more and more. Some activity is initiated from within. That the kriya, because of the exhalation, profound exhalation, customized exhalation, suitable exhalation, compatible exhalation, matching exhalation, some kriyas are initiated in different locations, such as head, brain, face, skull, throat, chest, back, abdomen, pelvic, perineum, hip region, and the limb region. So make it a point to exhale profoundly. Exhale sharper and profound, deeper and profound. Exhale more and more and more as you Repeat it. Couple of recovery cycles in between. Unlike the beginners, give importance to watching, sensing, feeling. Beginners just do it. You have got to watch. There is so much happening which is worth watching. Worth watching. So see that you are watching, you are sensing, you are feeling, you are perceiving, you are cognizing. Let go, relax, and change over. Pavan Muktasana on the back. Both the legs to right hand on the knees. Quickly change over. We can go to the grilled windows. Make it a point to exhale profoundly. Unusual volume of exhalation. And find out how much your exhalation is related to your body, body matter, body parts, body aspects, body facets. How much more it can be related by you because of the position that you have taken, because of the position that you have now. Find out how much more you can relate it. Similarly, how much the breath is related to mind matter, mind function, mind processes, mind organs. The mind feels, mind thinks, mind senses. So the mind has so many functions. Mind remembers, the memory, awareness, sensitivity. So find out how much the breath can be related to them. So all of you want to improve your mind functions, but you do not, in normal walk of life, you don't identify how much the breath is related to your mind functions, mind organs, mind system, mind matter. So similarly, the body matter and mind matter, body system and mind system. How much the breath is related to them. And therefore, we don't call it breath. In culture of yoga, in the science of yoga, in philosophy of yoga, we don't call it breath. But we are all commonly call it breath. But find out how much it is related to your body systems, body system, body matter, body facets, body aspects. Similarly, mind. How much more can you relate because of the position? So make it a point to exhale further and further and further. Unusual volume. Couple of recovery cycles, again exhale more and more. And identify the kriyas because of that exhalation. Internally, certain things will be done. Because of profound exhalation, more customized it is, better it is. More properly customized, better it is. More compatible it is, better it is. So yoga is learned better by your aspects of watching, sensing, feeling, experiencing, perceiving, cognizing, understanding, comprehending. You don't have to have much attention to what I say. You'll have to have much attention to all these things. Education comes from within. And now change the sides. Row people can stay or repeat, or you can do from little closer to wall. So that will change your process. So exhale further and further and further in all the various locations. Find out posturally how you can exhale in various locations and activities of different locations. So when you exhale profoundly, certain kriyas are initiated, certain kriyas are triggered. So figure out those kriyas are important. You can't do them. They will do it. The breath will do it. Exhalation will do it. You can't do it. The exhalation will do it. And try to customize it in better way. So what's the relationship between the breath and the body system? Body matters. body organs, body facets, body aspects. What's the relationship between the breath, exhalation, and the mind? Mind system, matter, mind facets, mind aspects. So exhale further and further and further as you get prepared and to get prepared. So understand what is that profound exhalation to get prepared. What is profound exhalation having got prepared? Having got prepared. What's the difference? So here the education comes from within. Elsewhere, all education comes from outside. Let go. Relax. So listen here. The basic education, basic precept, basic fundamental aspect is to first is exhale further and further and further. In different positions, you will have different exhalations. What you call as different postures. In different postures, you have different exhalations. That's why in the various positions, postures that you do, you have to make it a point to exhale more. It's not just exhaling further and further. It matters in what position you are exhaling more and more. In what posture? For you, it is posture. Yoga is posture. So in different postures, there are different exhalations. See, otherwise, in common man's walk of life, the breath is related to you to keep you living because you live because of the breath. So the breath is related to you because of the breathing, you live. Because of the breathing, autonomous system functions. But we don't relate the breath to anatomy. We only relate the breath to our living. And with the modern education, you know that we know the autonomous system. Because you're all educated in modern way, you know about ANS, CNS, PNS, autonomous nervous system, central nervous system, peripheral nervous system. But we do not know how much the breath is related to anatomical organs, physiological organs. Ask any medico, they have no clue about it. How much the breath is related to the liver, stomach, colon, bladder, spleen, pancreas, intestine, duodenum, not only to the lungs, but extra respiratory organs. The breath is related to them. Modern pragmatism will say it is only related to lungs. So in different positions, try to identify how the breath is getting differently related. And there are not only relationships, there are manifestations of relationship. Suppose wife and husband, it's a relationship. It's a relationship. Wife and husband, mother and child, parents and children. It's one relationship. But the relationship manifests severally in different time space situations. So first identify the relationship and manifestation of relationship. One relationship manifests severally. Wife and husband are not everywhere couples. Suppose there are children around. And suppose there are in-laws around. Suppose there are in-laws around, father-in-law, mother-in-law around. What happens to relationship in the couples? Suppose there are children around. What happens to the relationship? Suppose there are grown-up children. What happens to the relationship? When there are people, friends, people, relationship is constant, but how it manifests changes. So here, as I say, try to identify the relationship between what you call as breath. It's an actually abuse to the entity. To call it breath is an abuse. So what is the relationship and how is the relationship manifesting? So how was the breath related to chest here and how the breath was related to chest here? Relationship is one, but the manifestation there is one, here another. On the mat, another. Pawan Muktasan, another. Purvottanasana, another. So in different positions, the relationship manifests differently. Relationship doesn't change, but it manifests severally. That is one thing. Secondly, when you exhale voluntarily, profoundly, deliberately, customized, devised, compatible, matching exhalation, then it initiates certain kriyas. The yoga happens by those kriyas. Yoga doesn't happen by what you do. Yoga doesn't happen by what you do. The yoga happens by what that does. That exhalation does. It initializes certain kriyas. Try to figure out what are those kriyas. So those who are now in Pavan Muktasan, go to the rope and do it once again, Purvattan. And those who are on the mat, you will be doing Swastikasan turn to right. Swastikasan turn to right. Quickly. Rope people away from the wall. So understand how the exhalation is related to chest, how the exhalation is related to back, how the exhalation is related to head, brain, face, skull. The relationships are constant, whether it is Shirshasan, Sarvangasan, Bharadvajasan, Marijasan, Kapotasan, Urdhvanurasan. But manifestations change. Manifestations change. And secondly, when you exhale voluntarily, profoundly, it initializes certain kriyas, say for instance, in the head, brain, face, skull. It does something to your face, skin, flesh, muscles, bones, tissues, lobes, cortices, senses in that segment. Couple of recovery cycles. Again, exhale profoundly. So the profound exhalation does certain kriyas. The normal man is looking for all time normal breathing, normal breathing, normal breathing, normal breathing. And therefore, certain kriyas are not initialized. But now understand when you exhale profoundly, and more so when it's compatible, suitable, matching, proper, and therefore that's the education. How will you make it more suitable, more compatible? It's not just volume of exhalation. It should be suitable, compatible, matching exhalation. It should not be a mismatch. Like you don't want a company with anyone which is a mismatch. When you do the profound exhalation on the chest, voluntarily, find out certain kriyas are initialized. Certain kriyas are happening. Yoga depends upon those kriyas. In the abdominal segment, in limb segment. So where in your position, find out how the exhalation can be taking place and profound exhalation can be taking place and how the relationships manifest and what are the kriyas. What are the kriyas? You can let go for a while and again see that you are fresh because you have to have cognitive organs sharp. sensitive organs sharp. They should not be blunted. You may not be getting physically tired, and therefore you continue doing it until you are physically tired. But I want these faculties to be fresh. Grow people, get a bolster, lean over the bolster. Here, change the sides. Here, change the sides. So, how the exhalation is related to waist and abdomen? How the exhalation is related to various segments, locations, hot locations, and see how it can change it can change your matters. So, profound exhalation, how does it work on body matter, body organs, body aspects, such as skin, flesh, muscles, bones, tissues, etc. And couple of recovery cycles. So that लवकर जा quick. जवळचा बोस्टर घेऊन लांबचा बोस्टर घेऊन आणा रेवंतराव. इथं मॅटवर जवळच बोस्टर होता. So exhale further and further and further. And exhale little thicker. Exhale thicker and profound. Exhale thicker and profound. So there is also a mind aspect, which is other side of your deeper exhalation. There is something called deeper mind. You all know deeper exhalation, but also try to identify there is something called deeper mind because of deeper exhalation. The deeper mind does certain things uniquely than the peripheral mind, than the topographic mind, than the surface mind, than the surfacial mind, peripheral mind. So understand you are also dealing with a deeper mind. So I want you to understand the concepts such as deeper breath, exhalation, deeper body on the planes of cells and tissues, and deeper mind. Let go, relax, sit wherever you are or wherever you want to. Sit wherever you are or wherever you want to. Listen. So when I overtly spoke about deeper exhalation, many of whom you did not catch the other aspect of it. There is concepts such as deeper body. Something working from deeper mind. Now, ideally, you want the good things to be done from a deeper mind, not from peripheral mind. If you want to cheat people, then you want peripheral mind to be used. Deceive people. Peripherally, you want to show that you are really mentally involved. But there is something called as deeper mind. So deeper exhalation takes you to deeper body and deeper mind. Now you're all doing your yoga primarily to keep your body physically fit. You all want physical fitness, anatomical fitness, physiological fitness, cellular fitness. Is that right? Nobody is doing yoga why Patanjali is describing or Patanjali is mentioning. You're all doing for your physical health. You want to be strong and healthy. Is that right? The recent pandemic condition opened the eyes of pragmatism. They suddenly realized the importance of immunity. immunity system. And they got a revelation that your health depends upon the deep tissue activities. The deep tissue activities gives you immunity. While in all your exercise culture, martial culture, sports culture, you work on peripheral surface tissues. And that doesn't give you, you think you become healthy by doing exercise. So therefore, many of you are here to have morning exercise. And if you don't have a class, you do something as a morning exercise, go for a walk, etc., etc., or do some exercise in the morning. Rather than taking name of the God in the morning, the people are more aware of doing exercises these days. That aware consciousness, health conscious people. Prabhate mani Rama Chintita Java. Morning time is to be having thought on God, but morning time, in our time, we attend to body. The body is our God. We attend to body. Morning time, exercise time. And this is a merit in modern society. If you are not health conscious, you are blamed. If you are health conscious, you are praised. It is meritorious to be health conscious. And that's why the first thing in the morning you want to be health conscious. Therefore, many of you opt for morning class because yoga is exercise. It is best to do exercise in the morning, and therefore, so that other things don't interfere. काय सात भाई देवाचं नाव घ्या वेळ नाही सकाळी उठून देवाचं नाव घ्यायचं नाही आणि सकाळ झाल्यानंतर दिवस सुरू होतो देन युअर रुटीन स्टार्ट वर्किंग अँड देन यू हॅव नो टाइम when you have free time you want to give it for exercise when you have free time you don't want to think of God. So these people who are in profession business etc service morning time is free time because their office time their work will start at 9 o'clock 10 o'clock etc. So morning time is free time. What is first priority? Exercise. Why? You should be healthy. Why should you be healthy? So you can do the nonsense of life for a longer time. Additional years, lease of life, 10 years, 20 years, lease of life. Don't think of God. When it comes to thinking God, no time, busy, engagements, occupations, business. का हे मंत्र बरोबर ना? So they say deep tissue exercises will give you immunity, not surface tissue. They don't give you immunity. They might give you health. So by doing exercises, you all remain healthy. And that's why we do exercise in the morning. Because we want to be healthy. Yes, you can be healthy by exercise, but you won't be having the immunity system working as you desire. So you are vulnerable to ill health, even if you are healthy. You are prone to be unhealthy because of lack of or poor immunity system. And they say in body, immunity system is generated by deep tissues. So the modern science, the modern pragmatism had to wait until 2019, 18 and 19 when the onset of pandemic. So why do we get corona? It is because of weak immunity system. So there is something called deep body activity, that is deep tissue activity. And here, by profound exhalation, you are accessing deep tissues, you are mobilizing, you are addressing, you are using, you are putting them to work, you are working on them so that immunity system is built up. Now I think most of you will be better motivated to do your yoga. So from here, those who are on the bed, get up and go for the rope once again. You have not done the second time. Go to the rope. Others, Swastikasana or Bharadvajasana. You want varieties. So if you have done, if you feel you have done Swastikasana, you want to do something else, go for Bharadvaj. Now find out, understand just now what I say, deep tissues and deep mind, and not only deep exhalation. So deep exhalation takes you to deep mind processes, deep mind involvement, deep mind addressals, deep mind usages, deep mind activities, responses, participations, addressals, etc. So also deep body. So understand these kriyas, the deep body kriyas are because of profound exhalation, and if it is customized, better and better. Deep mind activity is because of profound exhalation. So it's not only deep exhalation kriya, it is deep exhalation mental kriya, deep exhalation corporeal kriya. So try to figure it out. Couple of recovery cycles. So see that exhalation is done potently. And therefore you'll have to have a few recovery cycles, then mechanical cycles, recovery cycles. So do not lose sight of the previous part of precept. How the exhalation is related to head, brain, face, skull location. How the exhalation is related to chest location. How the exhalation is related to abdominal location. How the exhalation is related to below abdomen location. How the exhalation is related to limbs. So understand how your exhalation is related to organs, anatomical organs, thoracic anatomical organs, the gastric anatomical organs, pelvic anatomical organs. So how the relationship is manifesting in given position. Had it been Shirshasana, it would have been different manifestation of relationship. Like wife and husband differently conduct themselves in different situation in front of different people in different conditions and situations, different time space situation. Change the sides. People's feet to the wall, knees on the bolster. So understand how much watching is important. You are all used to instructional class. Teachers go on instructing, harden, tighten, straighten, stretch, etc., etc. That is anyway going to happen. It is happening. You are not a raw beginner that I should tell you to do it. You will do it. I don't have to tell you stretch, elongate, extend, widen. I don't have to tell you. It's going to happen. It doesn't happen to beginners, therefore we have to tell them. Because they do not know it even. So understand what is deep body activity, deep breath activity, deep mind activity. When I say breath, deeper exhalation. Deeper exhalation. So how it is triggering the activity in deeper tissues, the body tissues. And how it also initiates the activities in deeper mind on all the various locations. There is something called as anatomical mind, pan-anatomical mind. Everywhere your mind, awareness, sensitivity, etc. The mental functions are everywhere, not only in the brain. That's called cerebral mind, empirical mind. But you have mental functions even in your back, even in your waist, and even in your limbs. Awareness, sensitivity, etc., etc. So the concept of deeper activities, and the deeper activities also are subtler and subtler. So see that you have to watch, observe, sense, feel, cognize. The thought is also a function of your mind. Therefore, there is something called as deep thought, facilitated by process of what you are doing. There's a deep thought process. Elsewhere, we want somebody to be a deep thinker. You want to be a deep thinker in certain realms. You want to deeply think in certain realms. So here find out that is quite natural in the very position and very process, the dynamics of your activity. There is a deep thought process as well. Let go. So understand it's a very, very fundamental foundational aspect that you must exhale more and more and more when you are in any yogic endeavor. And asanas, for you here the asanas, or what you call as poses. So different positions, supine, prone, inverted, standing, etc., back bending, forward bending, twisting, etc. It is a different function of the profound exhalation. It is initializing different kriyas. Imagine rather than Bharadwaj or twisting on the mat, if you had done back arch, or if you had done forward bend, or if you had done inversion. So it's not just deep exhalation. Deep exhalation by what? Deep exhalation by Shirshasana, Sarvagasana, Trikonasana, Parshakonasana, Virabhadrasana, Marichasana, Ardha Bhaskandasana, Javni Shirshasana, Kapotasana, Urdhvanasana. So in the light of various positions and configurations, the profound exhalation initializes different kriyas. And that is more important. Then I said the kriya should be suitable. So let's try to pay little and highlight it to really understand what is suitable exhalation, not just profound exhalation. It should be suitable for that location. So when it becomes more and more compatible, suitable, matching, then it works at an exponential rate rather than merely exhaling in the volume. If you suitably exhale, it has better productivity. Like how much money you spend is not important. A stupid man will spend money. Where will he spend money? With what avail? A wiser, those are fiscal prudence. They will also spend more money, but then it will have greater reap. The stupid person spending a lot of money and fiscally wiser, not wiser, not just wise, fiscally wiser, will spend the money more productively. काय सातबाई बरोबर ना? So they look for the output. Those who have this fiscal wisdom, they try to consider the output of that expenditure. While a stupid man doesn't bother about, I got money, I spend it. I spend it. I spend it. So stupid person doesn't bother about the outcome. He doesn't have outcome in his purview and preview. He just spends. What the wiser man has that in view. There is a preview and there is a purview. What is going to be the reap of it? And therefore, he will spend the money more prudently. Similarly, you have to not just exhale more and more and more because you have it. Exhale more and more and more productively. And therefore, they should be suitable kriyas. Now, those who get the place go for dog pose, supported dog pose. Arrange at the wall and window, supported dog pose. Others lie down in Suptapada Murtasan with a belt. Dog pose at the wall, at the windows, quickly. And on the mat, Suptapada Murtasan. So now here you are in supine position. While there they are in Adhamukha position, forward bend position. Quick, 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 quick. Right leg up. The right leg up. If the place is not suitable, don't waste the time. Come on the mat. Start. So exhale profoundly in the abdominal segment. And for the kriya to be suitable, it is suggested, technology says, it is Udyan Kriya of the abdomen. Only the menstruating ladies should not go for it. Or pregnant ladies, or having pathological conditions such as you have had a diarrhea, dysentery, etc., don't do it. But then distend the abdomen, relax the abdomen, distend the abdomen, deflate the abdomen, contract the abdomen, suck the abdomen. This is called a suitable kriya. So you are supposed to do this act in the belly. So you contract, you squeeze, you deflate. So repeat couple of cycles there and try to understand. So that is called Uddiyana Kriya. So technology of yoga says that this is what you have to do if you refer the exhalation to the abdomen, gastric, gastroenterological, epigastric, hypogastric region, pelvic region, to find out what do you do in the belly and below the belly, fit the pelvic region. So understand the contraction, the squeeze. So these are certain kriyas called the buttock kriya, the pelvic kriya, perineum kriya, navel kriya, abdominal kriya. So characterize these kriyas. Now, on the other hand, you can exhale profoundly in the chest. You are not supposed to go for contractions. The kriya of the chest, well, profound exhalation, is expansion. It's a different expansion than inhalative expansion. You do not compress it. While in the abdomen, you are supposed to compress. So the Udara Kriya or Uddiyana Kriya means it is compression, contraction, major. While in chest region, it is not contraction, compression. So that is called Uru Kriya. Uru Kriya. Uru means chest. So it is radically different. Abdomen, you go for contraction, squeeze, etc., but not in chest. So try to understand the Kriya here. So also in your head, brain, face, skull. You are not supposed to go for contraction and squeeze like it happens in belly. So that is called the Mukha Kriya, Shirsha Kapala Kriya, the head Kriya. So find out what happens to your head, brain, face, skull. Hey, why are you doing here? It's not suitable. Come back. So much that you are a teacher. I said, if it's unsuitable, go on the mat, I said. You go on the mat, don't waste the time. What, sorry? Can't you understand the configuration, what is happening? in the back. Exhale with reference to back. So try to understand what are the kriyas at the back. So these are different characteristics. The abdominal segment, pelvic segment, hip segment, back segment, chest segment, head, brain, face, skull segment, throat segment. So also the limbs, profound exhalation in the limbs. Change the Padam to change the side. With the doctor, people, if you need a break, you can come up and again do it. Or if you are in a process of it, continue. You can take break anytime later also. If you are in particular process, don't interrupt it. Wherever you need that break, you can take a break. So understand what I just now explained, deep tissue processes, which is body matter, deep mind processes, and by deep breath and deep exhalation, there's so many things come with it. It's not just deeper exhalation. So relevant kriyas, suitable kriyas. So here let us figure out what are the kriyas of different locations. Deep tissue kriya, deep skin, deep flesh, deep muscles. What are the kriyas in body matter? Because you all want to be healthy. I don't know for what sake. You want to be healthy until your last breath. Yes, that's a good intent, but why you want to be healthy decides whether it is proper or improper. So refer your exhalation to different parts: the back, the chest, above the chest, below the chest, abdomen, below the abdomen, the limbs. So in every location, you also will have deep mind location. Even there is a deeper mind in your soul part. Your soul part of the feet is that there is a deeper mind awareness. There is different cognitivity, perceptivity, etc., etc. Now come up, come out, change over, change over. Dog pose and Suprapadam Uttasana. Go to the grill quickly. Find the place for dog pose. Right leg up. Now figure out the signature condition of popular yoga and classical yoga. Most of your teaching are taking from within. The body teaches you much. The mind teaches you much. The breath teaches you much. The senses teach you much than I teach. Because I'm hardly teaching. I'm not instructing at all. Technically as to what you should do. So much of your teaching comes from within. In pop yoga, much of the teaching comes from teachers. Who are outside you. The teachers who are outside you. Here, much of the teaching takes from the teachers who are inside you, within you. That is why it is called spiritual subject. The Western world doesn't know what is the idea of spirituality. Because that's not a right word. Actually, it is called adhyatma. So understand the kriyas of various locations. There are kriyas apadatala mastaka. There are kriyas from soles of your feet to crown of your head. So what are the kriyas of the soles of the feet? From soles of the feet to crown of the head. Soles of the feet, the ankle, the lower leg, the mid leg, the top leg, the front leg, the back leg, the hips and buttocks, perineum, vagina, scrotum, rectum, navel, abdomen, diaphragm, chest, breast, throat, mouth, face, the kriyas of all those locations. So try to have this outlook that there are kriyas of different locations. Your abdomen doesn't expand with deeper exhalation, but you are supposed to expand your chest with a deeper exhalation. You are supposed to deflate your abdomen with a profound exhalation. You are not expected to deflate your chest and lungs. You are not expected to deflate your face. So understand the possibility of deeper tissue activities with reference to body matter. Change the legs here. Doctor people, you can divide your break as per your process. You don't have to interrupt. Wait for me to tell you. If you are in a process, don't interrupt it. So I'm expressly referring to deeper exhalation, but implies that there is a deeper mind and body processes, deeper body system and mind system processes. Deeper mind awareness processes, deeper mind awareness sensitivity processes. Let go, relax, come up and come out, whatever is the case. You can sit wherever you are or wherever you want to. So it is not just profound exhalation. It should be matching, compatible, suitable, proper. Where it is proper, then it has greater output. Like as I said a little while ago, those are fiscal wisdom, prudence. They spend the money which is productive. While a stupid person spends the money which is not only not productive, it is unproductive as well, anti-productive as well. So what are the different kriyas in different locations? In a given posture, how they are. When the posture is different, now what was the pelvic or the abdominal kriya here? It will be different in Janu Shirshasana. It will be different in Viparidandasana. It will be different in Shirshasana. It will be different in Utsita Padamushtasana. While I will be saying the same thing madly, profoundly exhale, deeper exhalation of the abdomen, deeper exhalation here and there. But then it changes depending upon the configuration of the body. So whichever asanas are in your quiver when you go for your practices. So whichever asanas are in your quiver, you have to work on it and then it will work more in a variegated ways, profound ways. Otherwise, as the external teacher, I will say pelvic exhalation, pelvic exhalation, pelvic exhalation, thoracic exhalation, thoracic exhalation, thoracic exhalation. Or brain exhalation, head brain exhalation, head brain exhalation. Come up, all of you, look here. Come here. Take the top row there, and try to understand, figure out how the brain exhalation will be different in different positions. The top row there, starting from Tadasana, Vrikshasana, Trikonasana. How the exhalation of the head leg confinement will be different in each of those positions there. The chest confinement exhalation in the second row. Chest confinement exhalation in the second row. Abdominal pelvic confinement in the third row. So as the position changes, your exhalation changes. While I madly go on telling you exhale more and more, more and more and more and more, more and more and more and more. So the teacher outside you is very shallow. Teacher inside you is more profound. So whichever asanas are in your repertoire, try to attend to this and try and figure out how it is changing. The location of exhalation changes. While I will say only the confinement, exhale completely the head, brain, face, curl, exhale completely in the back, exhale completely in the abdomen, exhale completely in the waist, exhale completely in the chest. But it depends upon the configuration that you are in, and that really works. And that, so understand the kriyas will be different here. The brain kriya in the first row, top row, the chest kriya in the second row, the abdominal pelvic kriya in the third row. And those kriyas are important in yoga. As I just now told you, that you don't contract and suck your brain or deflate your brain. You don't deflate your chest, but you deflate your abdomen. You don't deflate your back, but you deflate your abdomen. So characterize what is the signature condition of the abdominal pelvic exhalation, the back exhalation, the chest exhalation, the brain exhalation. Sit in your place. Listen here. So I have many times said, it is a couple of decades since I have been saying that. Right from your prayers, what you call as prayers and invocation. Exhale in the lungs, exhale above the lungs, exhale below the lungs. Exhale behind, below, above, and in the lungs. Now, this has a reference to three important locations according to esoteric anatomy. There is something called as three granthis, granthis traya. So, Rudra Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, and Brahma Granthi. So, these are the deities in the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. With reference to embodiment, we have a Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, Rudra Granthi. So, Rudra Granthi above the chest. Vishnu Granthi, the chest location. And Brahma Granthi, abdomen. So in various asanas, these three important locations are there. Now, if you take the 360 degrees, wherever the back is also included. If you take 360 degrees of your Rudra Granthi, front, back, sides of the brain. If you take Vishnu Granthi, front, back, sides included. If you take 360 degrees of the Brahma Granthi, the anterior, posterior, lateral, everything included. So in different asanas, try to do these exhalations of the three Granthi regions. So incidentally, I try to introduce you to classical yoga. Incidentally, today is Gita Jayanti, Bhagavad Gita. I am not referring to your Gita, Bhagavad Gita Jayanti. So more than 5,400 years back, the Gita was sung on the battlefield. And that you get today as Bhagavad Gita. Now, if I ask you, what is the definition of yoga in Gita, Bhagavad Gita? The more relevant definition of yoga is set aside. What's the definition of Bhagavad Gita? The yoga in Bhagavad Gita. Many of you might be, certain verses might be bubbling in your mind. Samatvam yogam uchyate, yoga karmasu koshalam. What, Mahadevan? What's the definition of yoga in Bhagavad Gita? Yoga karmasu koshalam. Samatvam yogam uchyate. Now, little deeper understanding will tell you it is not this yoga referred to. It is referred to karma yoga. But any teacher of yoga will refer to these two definitions. The real definition of this yoga, Adhyatmic yoga, which is totally overlooked. Tam vidyat dukkha sagnitam, yoga sagnitam, tad vidyat dukkha sayoga viyogam yoga sagnitam. The contact of sorrow disjuncted is called yoga. The conjunction of sorrow with you to be disjuncted is to be called yoga. Now, what is the philosophical meaning of dukkha sanyoga viyogam? Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyoga yoga sagnitam is the first line of the verse. Tam vidya, know that. Dukkha sanyoga viyoga is yoga. This is the definition. Now, when you were doing your yoga so far, were you seeking pleasure? If you were seeking pleasure, it is wrong. Were you seeking pain and sorrow? That's also wrong. If you are seeking pain and sorrow, it is wrong. So one of the major steps to be free from sorrow is to not look for pleasure as much as you look for no pain, no sorrow. So if you want to have disjunction of whatever sorrow in your life, potential, actual, you must be away from pleasure-seeking tendency or pain-facing tendency. The pain confronting tendency, pain confronting activity. Certain activity you will confront the pain. Because you are in activity, you are doing some activity, physical, mental, etc., etc. Then karma yoga principle applies there. You are doing karma. And therefore, samatvam, the mind should be even. Even mindedness will distance you from pain and pleasure. Even mindedness doesn't take you to pleasure. Even mindedness doesn't take you towards sorrows and pains. So even mindedness in your activity is samatvam yoga uchyate. Because you are in activity. But the essential definition comes in 6th chapter. Tam vidyat dukkha sanyoga viyoga yoga sagnitam. The pleasure has potential sorrow. You think pleasure is as against a sorrow. The pleasure is not as against sorrow. The pleasure has potential sorrow. Because if you have pleasure and delight, you have craving. You don't crave for pain, you crave for pleasures. If you experience pleasure, it will create craving in you. If it creates craving in you, it will create attachment aversion. You will be attached to the instrument of pleasure and you will be averse of opposite, instruments of pain. So it will give rise to pain, pleasure. So therefore, pleasure and happiness is also potential sorrow, philosophically. Not as psychology puts it, that pain is as against pleasure, pleasure is as against pain. No. The pleasure has potential pain because you have craving, you will have attachment, you will have likes and dislikes, you will have attachment aversion. So even if you have attachment, it's going to cost you later. As much as your aversion costs you. It's not that attachment pays you and aversion costs you. Attachment also costs you. As much as aversion costs you. Nobody says aversion pays me. But we all think attachment pays me. But potentially it will have a cost. So in yoga, you are taken on through a corridor where you sideline, you set aside pleasure-seeking tendency, pleasure-seeking process, and the pain-confronting process. You should neither go for pain as much as you should neither go for pleasure as much as you go for no pain. You do only look for no pain, no pain, no pain condition. You don't look for no pleasure, no pleasure, no pleasure condition. You should go for no pleasure condition. This is a corridor which keeps you in that capsule, which is pleasureless, painless. That is samatvam. Because you are in activity, the karma yoga principles applies. And then samatvam yoga muchyate is the definition because of karma in you. That's not definition of yoga. What is that yoga karma sukoshalam? What is that kaushalya? What is that skill? Skill is you are neither touched by pain or pleasure. Polarity. When you are not touched by polarities, then that is the skill. So understand here the natural process. When you give in-source your process of yoga to breath, you will have this evenness of the mind. It will not be uh, inclined towards pain-seeking process or pleasure-avoiding process. And that's why the yogic process should be insourced to breath, which is again abuse to the entity. But you won't understand if I don't say breath. And exhalation, understand how it works. That's why you say inhalation is inspiration. Inspiration is antithetic to yoga. Particularly newcomers today, those who have come first class today of the month in Pune. You came with inspiration. But the first thing you have to take precaution that the inspiration is kept aside. Once you start the process, you should not be inspirationally working. It happens to the first comers, first time in a class, little excitement is there or great excitement is there because you're first class. But once you are in process, it should be set aside. That's why you call inhalation inspiration. If you are inspired, you inhale, you don't exhale. If you are inspired, you inhale, you don't exhale. And that's why it's called expiration. So your inspiration should expire if you are doing yoga. And it will expire only with exhalation. Little jumbling of words. Inhalation is called inspiration, exhalation is called expiration. So what should expire in your exhalation? The inspiration should expire. So that you are on the even part, you are on the even state of the mind. Okay. All the ladies will go for Trikonasana supported. And all the men will get up, get a chair and Vipridandasana. The ladies can use the support, you can use the wall, you can use the trestle. You go for Trikonasana with support at the wall. Your back can be to the wall. See, wall means 1 foot to the wall. Does it not mean that the back should be to the wall? I say take support. You can go to stand, you can go to column, you can use the columns, you can go use the windows, you can use the platform. While the men go for chair Vipridandasana. So profound exhalation. Profound exhalation. Now here, I want you to have these exhalations in the Rudra Granthi area. Rudra Granthi area, which is the throat and above. Throat and above. Which is throat and above. Exhale profoundly. The ego center. The I-ness center. The identity organ center. Then the chest center. The emotional center. Sentimental center. Emotional center. Emotional center. The area of Vishnu Granthi. Area of Vishnu Granthi. And then the Brahma Granthi, the lower trunk. Brahma Granthi, the lower trunk. Now, in these 3 locations, now start. I want you to do 3 consecutive profound exhalations, maybe with a break, with a couple of recovery cycles if you need. If you don't, you can have 3. I want you to do 3 profound exhalations, Rudra Granthi exhalations, 3 profound exhalations, Vishnu Granthi location, and 3 profound exhalations, Brahma Granthi location. This is esoteric yoga. Esoteric yoga. These are 3 regions. The upper region is ego region, identity region. Mid, the Vishnu Granthi is emotional, sentimental, heart region, hearty processes. And the Brahma Granthi, the lower part. So 3 exhalations each, which should be customized, devised, profound. Now I want you to do 3 cycles in 3 locations, thicker, profound. Subsequently, normal velocity but profound. And then finally, thinner and thinner and finer but profound. You see that there are these demarcations. Rudra Granthi exhalation, Vishnu Granthi exhalation, and Brahma Granthi exhalation. I am referring to the area. not referring to a location. It's an area. So heavy duty 3, normal duty 3, and feather touch duty, light duty 3. I am not stipulating consecutive exhalations. If you need a break for better quality, you can take a break, just nominal break, and see that you do profound 3 exhalations. So this is how the yoga works, unless you are taking recourse to esoteric aspects. When you finish that on one side, the Trikonasana people will go for the other side. So it is 3 into 3, because I want you to do in heavy duty mode 3, Rudra, heavy duty mode Vishnu, heavy duty mode Brahma, and then normal duty, and then light duty, feather touch duty. Then only you will change the sides. So they will work more schematized on the deep tissues of the body, deep mind matters, and deep breath matters. 360 degrees in the location. Circumscribe the 360 degrees in location. The chair people can come up, turn to right and left. Trikonasana people, as and when you finish, you will come out. Left side when you finish. So chair people can come up and turn to right and left. So listen to this once again. Brahma Granthi, the Rudra Granthi top, Vishnu Granthi mid chest region, and the Brahma Granthi bottom. Then heavy duty, normal duty, light duty. So 3 into 3. Those many conditioned cycles. So that's a scheme with reference to the locations, eye location, ego location, or empirical thought location, brain location, the chest location, the heart location, and the lower body location. Chair people will come out. Listen, these are, in psychological terms, are referred to ego zone, heart zone, and passion zone. So the Brahma Grati refers is working on your passion zone. Passionate people are sensual people. I need not tell you what sensual people do, in what sensual people indulge with. So ego zone, emotional zone, and passion zone. So psychologically, these locations are loci for these different tendencies. Changeover. Trikonasana to chair and chair to Trikonasana. Go for support, good support. Right side. You can use the platform as well. ते वेगळ्या तंत्रात वेगळं सांगितलंय. त्यात तो प्रजापती आहे. ते वेगळ्या तंत्रात वेगळ्या गोष्टी नावं सांगितलं. ते वेगळ्या तंत्रात पण वेगळे नावं आहेत ते. पण ते शेवटी पॅशन झोन हे स्टँडर्ड आहेत. क्विकली स्टार्ट. So try to deploy your exhalation, customize your exhalations to those locations. Head, brain, face, skull. Then the chest. And then the belly and pelvic region. So three profound exhalations, heavy duty. Then normal duty. And then light duty. So there'll be 9 cycles for the Brahma Granthi location, 9 cycles of the Vishnu Granthi location, 9 cycles of Brahma Granthi location. Brahma is creator deity. Brahma. Brahma is creator deity. Generation deity. And therefore the generative organs are in that location, his location. The generative organs are in his location. The Vishnu is preserver. So that's why the chest location is Vishnu Granthi location. And then comes the Rudra Granthi is head, brain, face, skull. There are different agamas, Shaivagama, Shaktagama, and Vaishnavagamas. In different agamas, the different deities are important and therefore they give different names. But however, function-wise, ego zone, emotional zone, and passion zone. So in yoga psychology, it's called Vasana Peeta, Bhavana Peeta, Ahamkara Peeta. Peeta means the locus. Then you will change the side when you do 9 cycles. Record people. 9 profound exhalations. Understand the relevant kriyas. The relevant kriyas. Consider 360 degrees there. Consider 360 degrees there in each location. So your circumside, anterior, posterior, lateral. So the yogic texts come from all the 3 agamas. If you look at the Natha Sampradaya or Shaiva Sampradaya Yoga, which is where you get Hatha Yoga Pratipika, Gherindra Samhita, Goraksha Samhita, etc. They have given a set of names for 3 granthis, Brahma, Rudra, Vishnu. So they will point out as just now I pointed out to you. In Shaktagamas, they are differently, the nomenclatures are changing. In Vaishnava Grantha, Agamas, they are changing. But however, as far as Vasana Peeth is concerned, it is bottom part. Bhavana Granthi, Bhavana Peeta is the chest part. And Ahamkara Peeta is the top part. So as and when you finish those deep, profound exhalation 9, 3 each, heavy duty, normal duty, soft duty, feather touch duty. So now those on the chest, it works differently because of the configuration than as it worked for you in Trikonasana, because you are coming here after Trikonasana. So Granthi Traya exhalations are going to be different. in what you are doing now and what you did before. Those are in now in Trikonasana did the chair. So it's a different process because of the body configuration. So Trikonasana people, when you finish the left side, 9 cycles of the 3 locations which I am telling you. Passion zone, emotional zone, ego zone. So that's how it will work on those, the 3 aspects of mind, psyche, consciousness. The chair people, you will come up and do little Bharadwaj on the chair when you finish it. How come? The moment I suggested you had finished, as and when you finish, I said. So understand the human mind, psyche, consciousness has 3 gravities. How the mind works, how the mind, psyche, consciousness works, there are these 3 gravities. Gravity radiated by passion zone, gravity radiated by emotional zone, and gravity radiated by ego zone. So we have emotional activities, emotional based activities of body and mind, body, mind, senses, body, mind, psyche, consciousness. They are emotion based activities, say between a mother and her baby. Mother and her baby. So it is primarily radiated by the emotional zone. There are certain activities which are radiated by the ego zone, the identity organ. I am so and so. I am so and so. That identity. And there are certain activities which are having center in the passion region. So all our activities are really, they are stemming from these 3 zones. Passion zone, emotional zone, and ego zone or I-ness zone. So in asanas, we have the scheme to attend to those aspects, and in different postures, different your poses, your different poses, you will work differently on the 3 zones. And primarily exhalative. So that will take you on the track of yoga, that you will set aside any duality. You won't work with likes and dislikes. You can start with fascination, but don't continue with fascination. You are allowed to start with something with fascination. Because of fascination, you are here at 7 o'clock in the morning. You walk in with some fascination. Or as I in the beginners, those are doing for the first time in today. The excitement. We'll have first class in today. Excitement. Inspired. So you require inspiration only as a kick start. You don't dabble with the starter once your vehicle is started. Is that right? But you can't start your vehicle unless you have started it. But having started the car, you don't dabble with the starter. So therefore, throughout the class, you should not be working with the starter. That is spoiling your vehicle. You should not touch the starter at all. Once your vehicle is working or functioning. But to start the vehicle, you have to touch the starter, press the starter. So your inspiration is like a starter. But throughout your process, don't be working under inspiration, excitement, excitement. There's a polarity. See, the excited people can quickly get motivated. Also, it is opposite as well. They can quickly get saddened, frustrated, dejected. And you should be aware of it. It does cost you. Those who are inspired overtly can easily are vulnerable to get depressed because the expected doesn't happen. The expected thing doesn't happen. Then what happens? If you started with inspiration, you are depressed to great degree. The more inspired you are, the more quickly you can get expired because of the slightest frustration, slightest dejection. You are only inspired because of the expectations. You can't, I'm not expecting anything, but I'm inspired. You expect something and therefore you are inspired. So elsewhere you can be inspired and start doing your work wherever you go, wherever endeavor, whatever endeavor. But a yogic endeavor, don't be getting launched with inspiration. Even if you are getting launched, quickly set it aside. Because you had inspiration to come to yoga, many of you got up at whatever time, and therefore you were here at 7 o'clock. Yesterday you did not get up at that time because you did not have a class. So inspiration will make you reach here. But having reached here, you have to set it aside. It's a pariya. You have to boycott it. Change over. Utthita Parshva Konasana there and chair Vipradandasana. Utthita Parshva Konasana, go for supported. Get up from the chair. Those who are on the chair. The right leg out. Utthita Parshva Konasana. Be well supported so that you can stay a little longer. Otherwise, this is a very short-term pose. People will come out in a couple of seconds. That's why I said take a good support. Take a good support. At the window, you can be facing the window also. So 3 plus 3 plus 3. The Rudra Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, Brahma Granthi. Heavy duty, 3. Normal duty, 3. And light duty, 3. If you need a break, Parsakot people, you can come up and proceed. I am not saying that don't come up at all. If you need to come up rationally, you can come up and repeat the same side and complete what you are supposed to complete. Don't stay there punitively. I'm not punishing you to stay there. If you need to come up, you can come up and proceed on the same side and complete it before you change the sides. So understand the kriyas. Between Trikona and Parshakona, the kriyas are differing of the 3 granthis. The chair people, you can slide in and slide out and make those variations in your representation, arms under, arms over, etc. All those things are there, permutation, combinations. You don't have to stop. So normal, heavy duty, normal duty, feather touch duty, three, three each for the three granthi locations. And then we'll be changing the side. You are allowed to come up even in between because it's a difficult contortion than Trikonasana. So try to identify the kriyas which correspond to your posture, which correspond to your pose, which correspond to your configuration of the body. I want the education in place, not just execution. I want you to have education, perception, cognition, sensation, experience, observation, etc. Because you learn yoga from within, you don't learn from me. You have an institution inside you as much as you know Iyengar Yoga Institute outside you. So this outside institute makes money by taking fees from you. Internal institute doesn't charge you anything. So you are allowed to pay by gratitudes. Here we make you pay by money. You have to swipe your cards or empty your wallets. While here, internal academy, internal institute, it's not that you should not pay anything. You have to pay gratitudes for what it does, for what it teaches. The chair people, if you are in process, continue the process. When you have a breakdown condition, you can come up and do Bharadwaj. So if Parshakod Asana can be done in piecemeal manner, not that you have to stay in one stretch and do it. You can do it piecemeal manner as well. Because it's a little difficult contortion than Trikonasana. So the Parshakod, when you come out, finish it, come out. Come out from your place. Chair people, those are up, go to the wall and go for Parshakod. So ladies will occupy the chairs. And then when you finish on the chair, get up. So Uchita Parshakod, right side, with reference to three locations: ego zone, passion zone, emotional zone, passion zone. Heavy duty 3 cycles, normal duty 3 cycles, feather touch 3 cycles. 3 each cycle for the 3 zones. So understand how it might be chemically working. Because these are three from where they all activities stem. Physical, mental activities, they depend upon passion, or they depend upon emotion, or they depend upon the ego, I-ness, identity. Watching, sensing, feeling, knowing. As I said, it's not just execution, but education. Execution should be assisting your education. That's why there are minimum technical shootouts at you, like it happens in other classes. Leg straight, legs tight, open your chest, elongate, harden, tighten, rotate. That's how the teaching is going on today. All technical processes. And therefore, you don't get the education. So I don't have to tell you what you should do technically, physically, biomechanically. I don't have to tell you that. Beginners need to be told. Therefore, use those biomechanical processes for your education. So find out how you will be doing Pashakon with the support you are offered, how you will do ideally so that you are less fatigued, less tired, less expending energy-wise. If you expend energy a lot, then it's only exercise, physical exercise. The chair people, arms down, arms under, all these permutation combinations are there. Sliding in, sliding out. To see that you are going for that evenness of the mind because you are in kriyas. So that's a karma yoga principle. You have to see that you are not encouraging the pain and pleasures to surface. And that is to be replaced by instating evenness of the mind. Evenness of the mind will set aside the usual tendency to go for pleasures and avoid pains. So in different asanas, try to understand how the granthi traya exhalations will be done. In different positions, different postures, different asanas, how the granthi traya paradigm can be handled. So it will work on your passion zone, emotional zone, and ego zone. So as you may finish that, you will come up or come out, whatever is your case. The three into three cycles. And then finally you will settle down to Sarvangasana. So as and when you finish whatever you are doing now, after finishing, you will go to arrange for Sarvangasana with the chair or independent. Salamba, Deralamba, Cheralamba, any some form of Sarvangasana. Quickly settle down, independent Sarvangasana, wall Sarvangasana, chair Sarvangasana. Now, in Sarvangasana, I told you about these three zones. Now, in case you don't get the confinement by any reason, due to any reason, there is a formula to those. So now I will give you the formula. In Sarvangasana also you are supposed to go by that. Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, Rudra Granthi, passion zone, emotional zone, ego zone, identity zone. The formula, in case in some of the asanas you may not be able to go by these confinements, or you cannot be perhaps devise the confinements. In that case, you can take recourse to formula given by the technology of yoga. So now I will give you the formula also. For the Rudra Granthi at the top, that is according to Shaivagama, it is Rudra Granthi. Take recourse to a sound form of the class of H or class of M, H-A, H-double-A, H-double-E, H-double-O, vowelizing the H and vowelizing the M, M-A, M-double-A, M-double-E, M-double-O, etc. So the letter for Rudra location, Rudra Granthi location, is using the letter, that's the formula, the H or M. So the head brain location, Rudra Granthi area, or the ego identity zone. And for the Vishnu Granthi region, emotional region, emotional Peeta, Bhavana Peeta. It is class of Y, Y-A, Y-double-A, Y-double-E, Y-double-O, so on and so forth. So you can have the 10 vowelizations of these consonants. And for Brahma Granthi, the letter is L-A, L, L, La, Li, Lu, L-A, L-double-A, L-double-E, L-double-O, so on and so forth. Now, so far we were going for profound exhalation in all the asanas. Now try to do circuitous breathing of the three granthi regions by the formula circuitous rotary. In rotary breathing, you can perhaps complete your exhalations. Make it softer and thinner and finer. Don't take recourse to heavy duty and normal duty. Or you can take recourse to normal duty and light duty. Normal to right, light and lighter and lighter and lighter. As fine as possible. As sober as possible. As tender as possible. Orbital breathing, circular breathing. So with the formulae, for ego zone, identity zone, M alternately, or an emotional zone, Y, Y, Ya, Yi, Yu, Ye. And for passion zone, L, La, Li, Lu, Le. So only difference is that you are not going for heavy duty exhalation. However, you can exhale completely in a rotary manner, circular manner. It can be slowly posted to deeper planes gradually. So orbital breathing, rotary breathing, circular breathing. After ego zone, emotional zone. After emotional zone, the passion zone. So that will reform those zones. They will tune those zones because all our life dynamics depend upon passion zone function or passion zone impact influence or emotional zone influence or the ego zone influence. Identity, because of the pronoun I culture, you are in certain activities. Because of emotional zone, you are in certain activities, such as your love affairs, such as your reverence, etc., such as your vatsalya, etc., like mother and child. It's more emotional manifestation. The emotional love, and then the passion zone, the propensities that you have. So it's called Vasana Peeta, Bhavana Peeta, Ahamkara Peeta. Peeta means locus. I have given the formulae as well. The h or m, then comes y, then comes l. You can take a break in between. It's not that you have to do incessantly. Then the things are bluntly done. You can take a break. You can do certain habitual aspects, mechanical aspects. The chair people, you have the variety of legs back and perpendicular as well, bent leg as well. Now slowly go for closure, withdrawal of all applications because the class has to end. So slowly withdraw the applications of her, your, lo. Rotary breathing application is now rolled back. All those applications that you adhere to can be rolled back. And then you will prepare to slowly fly down. Because the class is over, class time is over. The class is never over. So you will come up and come out, clear everything, clear the windows, pull out the ropes and mats, belts from the windows. Put the chairs, mats, blankets back. The class is over.